What's up, guys? It's Viewers. So today we're looking at Flux 2, a new frontier visual intelligence model. It combines strong visual understanding with high-end image generation. So instead of just denoising the pixels, it couples a really large vision language model, which is about 32 billion parameters, with a kind of a rectified flow transformer. Um, so it reasons about objects and their relationships where their lighting is a certain way, or camera geometry. So, as it moves, uh, from noise to the final image, so the architecture kind of leads to more stable layouts, I would say, cleaner anatomy and just more consistent materials. You can really um, get down to the nitty gritty with the multiple reference generation, we'll call it. And yeah, it's got 4 megapixel professional quality. um, you see here how it does in this one image. We can focus on the images. So yeah, I really think this is an awesome model coming out the gates. Really, really, really uh, high quality photos here, and it also allows for many reference images. I think I've seen it up to 10 reference images. But yeah, so as I was saying, is 32 billion parameter rectified flow transformer, and it's capable of generating and editing and combining images based on text instructions. And so what I really find interesting is, yeah, with this new model, you can generate images with up to 10 different reference images. So basically, that means you can place 10 different objects into the input, and it will place all 10 of those images into your image. So output image. So that's really amazing to me. And yeah, it's really state of the art in open text to image generation. So yeah, even single reference editing is really good, and of course multi-reference, and it boasts that there's no need for fine-tuning. So, the character, the object, the style reference without any more training. So I think that's really great if they can pull that off. However, I still find that people will probably find that they want to fine-tune Aurora based on a certain character, for convenience sake in the prompting maybe, or for whatever reason. So we'll see what happens with that. Um, but yeah, I think the open weights will drive new scientific research. So this new Flux 2 dev, I can't wait to see what we come up with, what kind of nodes, what kind of innovations that come upon with these new these new tools. And so I'm going to provide some images here in a bit where I do a little bit of testing of my own. Um, but yeah, I want to say that Black Forest Labs has done really well here, and I want to thank them for their work the uh, in the field of training, because I know it does cost a lot to train these models. So I just wanted to give a big shout out to them, and yeah, they're doing a good job. A lot of people are saying that it's too large and that it's not good for consumer grade hardware. And to that, I'd say you really need to set up with RunPod. Um, RunPod is a AI infrastructure, cloud computing, which gives you on-demand GPUs with the general Comfy UI template already set up. That way you can launch a pod and open in your own Comfy UI interface, in your browser, basically to start generating without ever having to touch drivers or do any kind of installation. So yeah, if you want to, support the channel while you try this out, just be sure to click the referral link in the description, and yeah, just set up your account, put a little bit of credits on there. You'll get extra credits for signing up, as will I, and that'll be helping out the channel. So yeah, you'll basically pick your Comfy UI or Flux Ready pod. For example, I'll show you here. I have a pod open. I've already spun up, and it's being utilized pretty heavily. Um, it only costs 26 cents an hour, and with a little credit and a little bit of storage credit, you can actually do a lot of really good work. So yeah, definitely check out RunPod, and yeah, here are some of the images that we've created. I hope you enjoy. You may encounter that you need to download some custom nodes. In that case, you just need to head on over to your manager and hit install missing custom nodes. Usually it'll take a little bit of time to load up, and then you can just click install. For the beginners, listening, that need to know why there's all these red nodes, well, this is why. You just have to go up to the missing nodes and make sure you download everything here. Now see, there's nothing here in mine because I've already got it downloaded. Also, you have to be sure that you've got your text encoder, which is the Mistral 3. That's the LLM, which is responsible for this model's reasoning and how it can, better help you. So yeah, it's got this text encoder mixed in. It's got the diffusion model, which is Flux 2 Dev FP8 mixed. And of course we have our buy. And all that is placed in its appropriate folders, then you will have no problem. Um, Everything should be loaded here. We have Flux 2 Dev. If you're just loading in the models after loading in Comfy UI, then just head on up here and be sure you go to um, refresh node definitions. That way, all of these nodes will have refreshed models. So yeah, that's just the basic rundown of the workflow itself. And yeah, let's dive into some more. So if you see here in the workflow, you can load up to 10 reference images. So if you wanted to go ahead and make more of those, you could unbypass them, and you could add more reference images. So yeah, just following the pattern along with how it's already set up. And if you don't want any reference images, just select all of the reference latent nodes and then use Control B to bypass them. So that'll just be turning the workflow into a text to image workflow instead of an image to image, or either a text and image to image workflow. So yeah, it's a pretty simple setup. We have some new schedulers, the Flux 2 scheduler, empty Flux 2 latent. But other than that, we're just basically using some of the same nodes. See, we have a positive prompt here. Um, I don't see, no, it doesn't have a negative prompt, so I'm not sure if there is a negative prompt. But yeah, I think we're pretty close to really getting close to Nano Banana's level. Um, well, I know Nano Banana Pro has some really great features. I do like my open source software, so I try to stick to the best things I can. So I'm hoping Flux 2 can really come out swinging, and maybe the developers can come out with something really neat with Flux 2. Um, yeah, but here are some images to kind of explore the strengths and its weaknesses. I think it has a lot of pros and cons, so yeah, let's dive right into that. So I started my test with this first image down here, what I used was just one face image of this woman, and I had actually put in a second image, just to see if it gave it any more reference. It seemed to, on the output, as you can see on the output here, it just put the face, and what I had for the prompt here was something about Cyber City. It was actually, let me zoom in and look and see what that was. Um, recreate this character in ultra cinematic portrait, same face and proportions, in a neon-soaked cyberpunk streets. So cyberpunk. And so for the second one, I took that second image and I just put in. Let's see right. Let's see what we find. Well, yeah. Let's see what the input. Okay, so okay, yeah, I switched them around and I left the prompt the same. The prompt was the same, and that prompted a little bit better because it actually gave an actual coherent person. It did match the style, but it actually kind of still gave it like a 3D kind of Pixar look. And you kind of see that a little bit more with this model. I think it's more of like defaulting to a more pixelated kind of look or 3D look, we'll say. We'll call it 3D. But yeah, it's still nice. And it does well. Of course, it does well for photorealistic items too. Here's another one that looks really cool. I used the same girl, but I told it. Well, let's look at the prompt. I think I told it to be a certain art style. It said hand painted surrealism artwork inspired by Dali. Because I love surrealism. Surrealism is my favorite art style. And it's really cool. Put a little signature down here. It's got her in a very awesome art style with the classics Salvador Dali type surrealism. All right, and okay, so I stuck with the same woman for this one. And I think I really like how it did this one. Uh, even though I stuck with the same woman, and it did, and it didn't really. The pose was okay, so it didn't strike the same pose, but it did keep the exact same face and body proportions. Generate new outfit. I should have said stay in this in the same pose as the first image, but nonetheless, it's still a good output. Holographic, futuristic, tactical streetwear, and yeah, I think it nailed that one really well. Still stuck with the same girl here, and I just wanted to test character consistency, and I think it done really well with that. But as I said, it kind of still defaults to like a almost like a 3D game kind of look, but nonetheless, it's really good art. Let's see. Okay, so oh, that was a terrible output. Let's not look at that one. I remember that one. That one was very terrible face swap is what it did. Um, oh, this one was interesting down here. So I basically took this woman. So this car, she's sitting on the roof of a Porsche. It looks like, and so instead of her, I put in the reference image of number one here, and this is what we came up with. So it switched her, and it really did give her still a little bit of a pixelated look, but really smooth, glossed over kind of look. Nonetheless, still looks really good, really cool art. And yeah, it went on to this was one of my pet projects, and I really like to do style transfers of sorts. And so if you could find a method of mixing this frog with this art style perhaps and meshing it together in a way that um just blends them together. If anyone could actually find somebody that could put together something like IP adapter was really well IP adapter version 2 and the style transfer method behind those nodes. And I really liked the way that worked. And it caused me to create some really neat stuff. I won't go looking for it right now, but I might show it at the end of this video. But yeah, I just want to keep playing around um, and learning new things, and that's one thing that was really fun for me. And okay, so I started playing around with a little bit of kind of went off the wall here, and okay, so I used those were just some random images, and it kind of came back with this, which was really scary. All right, so then I went to well, actually, I wanted to get it a little bit more together, and so I put Mario along with a interior decorator room, and it wound up coming up with Mario jumping through the room, and so that wasn't exactly what I was looking for. So in the second image, you'll see I adjusted the prompts a bit, take all three images and make a room with all the styles is what I said. And so it put that as the painting in the backdrop, put a little bit of color to the floor and that outside, which was cool. I was happy with that, and then uh I was like, well, let's test it out some more. And so I threw in a third image, and that third image was the Hakusai style art or Hokusai. And I think it did really well. It put that in the backdrop and then used the Mario as a painting. And I asked it to give a little bit more color to the room, and it did that as well. And there is a really big niche around that interior decorating of sorts. I think I did a few fails. I won't really go over the fails. Um, okay, so I did actually do something all on something really cool that I liked was this kind of mesh of all of the styles that combined everything at once. Identities from all images, style from a chosen image pose from another lighting, inspired by the last. Just kind of blending things together a bit. And it came up with these little AI artifacts, and that's what I love about some art styles is that you can come up with these artifacts. But only I really love them if they're detailed. I really like the detailed ones. These are a little bit awkward um, because it makes so much together at once here with the Hokusai art, Mario, and interior decorating. So you gotta say those things aren't really things that go together much, but it still found a way to pick it out. Uh, Here again, I think I put a little bit more of a trippy photo in there, and it looked like somehow we awoken the DMT gods, and maybe we should all run for our lives. No, the AI DMT gods here. Um, so yeah, I really love the this art style though, and just way of mixing something together. Flux 2's been really fun to test, and I'll do some more tests soon. I really like playing with the new latest models, and we'll be continuing to test this Flux 2 as things progress and new ideas and nodes and things like that come out. But yeah, it's been nice, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.